Hello everyone. My name is Himanshu and I will be your host for this seminar on Salesforce. As Jyoti informed you regarding my experience in Salesforce as well as in CRM and .NET, so I'll just explain it further. I have started my career as a .NET developer. Then I went into CRM industry and I just try to checking all the CRM aspect, how we can actually evolve a CRM and our business process. Then I come to know about Salesforce and I joined it up and I learned a lot in Salesforce regarding how we can evolve our business process, how we can talk to a business model, how we can change it as per a view aspect through a controller, and how we just revolve around MVC model, which is model view controller. As a Salesforce, what we talk about in our community, it's a cloud-based application which consists of three clouds like sales, service, and marketing. So in Sales Cloud, when a business is going with their product selling or you can say inquiry about a certain product, where they deals with the customer in terms of accounts, sales, opportunity. We talk about we are on Sales Cloud. But when we talk about queries of customers where they have some certain questions regarding the product or the services or regarding any other feedback, we'll just term it as a service cloud. And when we talk about marketing of a product, so in that case, we could say marketing can be done through a print media, digital media, word of mouth, and there are other ways as well. So everything is covered in that marketing cloud because in Salesforce, we club or integrate different applications through App Exchange, which is a cloud-based market for Salesforce, where different companies, they're providing solutions to our customers. So as I'm saying, Salesforce give you the overview, how a business can evolve from a smaller version to a complex one or then a fuzzy one. So when we say about Salesforce or about CRM, so before that, let's go with the agenda of a day, right? We'll talk about Salesforce. And then we talk about CRM. We'll talk about what is SaaS, software as a service. Then we'll talk about the difference between Salesforce developer and Salesforce administrator. Because most of my trainees, they ask me whether to go for a developer certification or an administrator. So we'll discuss that point in this webinar. And how to correlate your business process with Salesforce, because that is important as if you want to learn Salesforce and if you want to go ahead in your career aspect of Salesforce. And we'll talk about automation, how we can automate our business process, because nowadays automation is required everywhere, in the industry. If you talk about hospitality and travel, then shipping, aviation, IT, everyone needs automation because whenever there is a human intervention, there can be a possibility of error. And after that, we'll just talk about the security concept, because if you are using a CRM, then in that case, you need to consider the security aspect, because if the data is fragile, then anything can happen to your business model. So everything can be at a stake. After that, once you have all, you're keeping all the things, data, then security, and then the relationship, we'll just talk about how to pull reports, because when we talk about management, they don't talk in a technical aspect. But what they are saying, that is already embedded on Salesforce. That's why they hire an admin or a developer to their organization. So moving forward, I'll say about Salesforce. As Salesforce is consists of Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, and the marketing. So according to that, there are different certifications of Salesforce. When you talk about Salesforce Administrator, that is a functional job for Salesforce. That certification is ADM 201, which is for new admins. For experience, advanced admin, it is ADM 211. Then you can go for Sales Cloud Consultant. And it asks in terms of Dev 401, or development, because in 201 you get the overview of Salesforce, what are the capabilities, what Salesforce Cloud can do for your business, and how you can evolve everything. So when you get the overview, then you just come about the non-declarative, because in Salesforce there are some characteristics which are declarative, is declared by Salesforce. You just need to drag and drop, because that's why Salesforce say no code. and no software. So you just need to drag and drop the things. But for that, you need to consider your business process, because the business process is not like connected with the Salesforce. Everything will be like either confusing or complex. So here I can see like some of more participants they've added to our webinar. Welcome you all. As like I was going with with my webinar on Salesforce. So quickly, let me just recap what I have just informed to our present participants. Salesforce is a CRM, cloud-based CRM, which consists of Sales Cloud, Marketing, and Service Cloud. When you talk about Sales Cloud, you talk about like certain functionality when you're still selling a product, or you're talking about a product to earn or go with the profit and everything like that. So in Sales Cloud, we deal about on accounts, opportunities, leads, and contracts. Where in Service Cloud, we talk about cases, the comments, solutions, and knowledge set. Where in marketing, we are just talking about campaigns or forecasting regarding the same, and what is the ROI on the campaign, where it is spending all the money to get sales. So as we are saying, Salesforce take the consideration for model view controller. The architecture what we follow is model view controller. We can change the model through controller by user view. So we'll talk later on that in same webinar. So going further, like I was talking about Salesforce certification. So every certification has its own privileges and own benefits. When you talk about ADM 201, that is the starting of Salesforce, you come to know about Salesforce capabilities, what are there, what you can use. In Development 401, we actually practice those things on development org or on the production or on sandbox. But ideally, we don't do that directly on production. We'll just first go to sandbox, which is a replica for your production. Once you just go with the Development 401, there is an advanced developer, you can say, for Apex and Visualforce, because Apex is a language which we use to create some more further complex coding for our Salesforce organization. So, and after that, once you're done with this 501 certification, which is Apex and Visualforce controller, you are capable enough so you can go with the declarative and non-declarative capabilities of Salesforce. After that, once you are equipped with 501 and 401, then you can go for Sales Cloud and Service Cloud, depending upon the cloud on which you want to work. If you want to work on Sales Cloud, go for Sales Cloud Consultant. We're just talking about the business scenarios and what are the remedies or solutions for our complex problems. When you talk about Salesforce Architect, you have to design the entire org structure, or the here I am saying org, Salesforce org, because in Salesforce language, we don't say it's a URL, a Salesforce URL. We just say it as a Salesforce org. That is a terminology which we use in Salesforce. So there are certifications and their benefits and their scaling as well. So why to go with Salesforce and how it is actually implemented on a cloud? So as we are aware, or we can say, I presume as you are aware about Salesforce, or that it's a cloud-based software, and we work on the SaaS technology, software as a service. Why? Because if you install a server or local server in your company, then you need kind of investment, which is on servers, on IT team, the maintenance, the disaster management technology, and the backup. So to save all the money for our clients and proceeding further with the data, disaster management, and the backup and everything, so our client receives a profit on beside or in his pocket. So SaaS technology come into existence, where you don't need to install a software. You just need an working internet connection with a browser, where you can access that application which is installed on a cloud-based server, which is actually handled by the respective organization. Here it is Salesforce. So what are the other benefits for SaaS technology? You can say if you ask about a person who is working on a SaaS-based technology, he just says it's a web-based application, or web-based software on-demand application. So you just go on internet browser, just log into Salesforce or any other SaaS-based application, and you can access all the necessary functions and functionalities. It provides and manage access to your application, including security and availability of different performance parameters like dashboards, reports, custom objects, standard object, and the relationship. So this is like the overview for SaaS for Salesforce. And when you just go with the SaaS overview, you have like a question in your mind, why I'm going with the SaaS? Like what are the benefits? So the very first benefit which goes with SaaS or like a cloud-based application, that it's a multi-tenanted environment. There are like number of instances working on the same app for the same application within the organization or across the globe. So a multi-user environment is there. You don't have to depend on a single user or a single instance base. It is easy to customize. You don't need to get like with a code or kind of a structure-based customization. It's easy and it can be done with a fair amount of knowledge for business process. And as like it depends upon the internet speed or the internet connectivity from your side, so it's better to access. Because like for example, if you have a local server and all of a sudden there is a power outage, so you're not able to access your necessary data. But if you're able to access internet or you're like within the reach of internet, you can access the cloud-based application or SaaS-based application. So now just like come again back to the point where we have started, like what is CRM? Why we are just going to we are talking about CRM in this webinar. What does that actually mean to a professional world, to an individual, or to the developer as well? So for a person like who is implementing CRM, it's like customer relationship management. Says like all the queries or all the aspects which a customer think he can like go with while purchasing a product, while analyzing a product, or while just like complaining or like giving a feedback of a product. So customer relationship management tool, it records every entry regarding the sales, regarding the service, regarding the marketing. So it's manage the relationship that you have with your customer, including the potential one for the long lasting and the short one, or you can say prospects. So effective CRM system capture entire information about your customer interaction. It can be related with sales, service, and marketing. So you can say like when in the initial stages when like a business was started, so all the things were on ledgers or on books. We just like people used to note those information on a piece of paper. But now as we are in 21st century, so we are just going with the computers, and later on we have developed some aspects of like how a server can be installed. So like there is a mainframe in picture, then there comes a client server architecture where there is like a server and there are like a number of clients peer to peer. But again, now as people need more flexibility, they need more coverage to their data, they need more access and more free access. So here comes the cloud into picture. That's why nowadays all the CRM, they are generally cloud-based. If you just talk about Oracle, Siebel, or Salesforce, Microsoft Dynamics, they all are on this cloud because like it is easy to access, easy to customize, and multi-tenanted environment. And now, officially, or like what a CRM can do for a business, it can manage your contacts and customer activities. So in future, if you want to interact with your customer by the information which is feeded or like fit in your CRM, you can come to know like it's a prospect or it's like ongoing customer, and whether to like approach it, is it the right time, or like what to do with the customer and the contact. It shares 360-degree of your customer, because like if you're in a sales team or in a customer service team or in a management team, you need to know about what is going on within our industry, within our domain, and in the world. So to connect better, you need a central resource management kind of thing, a database, where you can actually feed all the things and you fire some queries or information, you can get the information just by a button push. So you can personalize anything, ongoing customer interaction, cost effectively, anything can be done on a CRM. That's why all the leading companies, they are going with the customization. How? easy is the customization. Okay. So in Salesforce, they provide you the easy customization. Why? Because they say no code, just point and click. But a code comes into picture when the logic gets into a complex stage. What I'm talking about complex stage, we'll discuss that in the webinar soon. So as I was saying, like when initial the CRM or the computer coming into picture, there was a mainframe, like in the mid 20th century. And then we just went into client-server architecture. We just talk about how a computer can be connected with multiple clients using the same server. Then we just go with the cloud-based or on-demand, which is nowadays. You can see like a Google, Siebel, Salesforce, Oracle, they are actually moving to this technology. So when you talk about technology, we just say like the functionality that is added to Salesforce, that is added to a software which you are using on cloud-based. So like how a CRM can help your business. Now this is like a second question which usually come into my mind when I just talk about business perspective who is using a CRM. So when you're using a CRM in your organization, it's like more responsive or targeted customer service. We're talking about customers who are actually looking for these services in the online market. So if I want to target those customers regarding my product, I want to give them a demo or a face-to-face meeting, I'll just select a market, I'll go for marketing, then I'll go with my sales skills, or you can say demo skills within the Sales Cloud. Once the product is sold, then we just enter into Service Cloud because we need to give them a service, a better service, because like as per Salesforce, if there's no solution exists, there's always a workaround. You need to present that workaround for a temporary based solution and then again look for the solution. That's why there are different websites which can help us, and those websites are referred by Salesforce. It's like idea.salesforce.com and salesforce.com as well. So, like CRM helps our business to cross-sell and upsell our opportunities. Here we are terming opportunities to the projects, or you can say a deal where customer is interested in the product, what we are going with the marketing and our selling cloud. So, and when we talk about sales cycle, when a contact or a lead generated, it converts into contact and account and then opportunities, you can shorten the time, because like if there's a regular tracking of the system, you can go with the more productive output. When you talk about efficiency, CRM provides you the efficient solution, because like if you just have an Excel sheet or like a sheet where there are like 100 numbers or 100 records listed on it, you have to go one by one on it. But like if there's a kind of automation which provides you a better tracking, like from 100 numbers, only 10 are available today. So you can contact those 10 rather than just contacting and reaching out on every number. So it saves your time, it's efficient, and give you a better flexibility. Now, if you want to compare the marketing aspect for Salesforce or the CRM provides you the outlook of the market, how it is trending and how it is going, right? So there are different key components for a CRM, like a marketing, then automation, then service and support, then their field service. When we talk about marketing, there is like a campaign planning, campaign execution, campaign ROI, return on investment, and of how we are designing the campaigns. So that is coming out to the marketing automation. When you talk about automation for sales, it comes under how we are generating a lead and how we are actually going with the lead conversion and the sales cycle. So now, when we are talking about sales, it doesn't mean that you're just selling a product. You are actually giving an option to a customer that he can trust you. So to maintain that trust, you have to provide a service or a support against that product. So how you can support? You can the customer can raise a request by going with a case log, through a website, through an email, or a phone call. Then you provide a closure, how there is like a kind of ETA you provided to a customer, or like a kind of a feedback which you have received. So there needs to be some kind of total runtime or task regarding the same. When we talk about field service, you can actually track your field rep, how they are reaching to our customers, are they productive or not, how my inventory is working, how I need to manage everything. So to gauge the entire business from a owner perspective, from a manager perspective, from an executive perspective, CRM is necessary. So now, as we are saying about talking about CRM, so like I just said that initially we're just going with marketing, then a sales, then a service module. So as we need to generate more leads or sales aspect. So how we generate leads? That is the next question which comes into picture. So in Salesforce, what we say about lead, that is like information regarding a prospect, a person who just visited my website, where I will put some web to lead code where he enters the information that actually automatically feed it to my Salesforce. Now I have a plan of execution how I can actually focus that particular information. Whether I can send him email, or I can just give him a call, or we can actually provide them some events, or we can invite him to an event. So that lead give you the entire outlook of your sales cloud, marketing, and servicing. You can just actually provide a better view to your business model, how you generating a lead. So there are different methods how you can generate a lead. It can be through digital marketing like Google AdWords. It can be through email marketing. It can be a direct mail, cold calls, partners, advertisements, radio, events, trade shows, face-to-face meetings, demos, or word of mouth. There are a number of ways. It depends upon your business domain or the business technology what you are using. So once the lead is generated, those things are captured through a different channel like website, phones, and all to your Salesforce. We can actually come to know what is the quality of a lead, because once the lead is qualified, it converts into contact and account, where you can actually provide the more information to your sales rep. So lead can come from a website visitor, from an inbound call, or a list, or you can just upload a data. For example, you get a data from different data providers in the market, and you want to upload that data in your Salesforce. So we use data loader for the same. We upload that data to our Salesforce, and then we provide some assignment route to that lead, so that it can be assigned to different teams and they can work on the same. So once they receive the lead, they work on the lead capture information and they contact the particular person, and then they can actually go with the qualification of that or qualified lead, or converting that qualified lead into contacts and accounts. Right? So once account is there in your Salesforce, you have a prospect. So you'll just focus on the deal. Now you'll just generate an opportunity for the same. Right? So once the opportunity is generated, you'll work on the opportunity. There are different stages like negotiation, proof of concept, proposal, prospecting, or the close won and the close lost. When I'm talking about close won and close lost, I'm talking about the opportunity stage or a deal size. When you say close won, it means the contract is sent to the customer is agreed to our product, and he's willing to take that product. So it means my marketing is successful. At that time, my sales is successful, and now here comes the introduction to my service cloud. When we say close loss, it means that my marketing was successful. Customer was with us, but he was not going with our sales cloud. He was not interested in the sales strategy, what we have built across in our our business model. So then we have to work on sales automation or kind of a sales strategy. So all the stages, they provide us the information how effective we are using our CRM or our business model. So as I said, the CRM helps you to close deal faster, or to close the lessen the time for the sales cycle. So this is the way how they actually track everything. Now, when we talk about the service cloud, when we talk about we are talking about the cases or the queries of the customer. So when we talk about customer, so that can be a customer for our product, or that can be a customer of my partner. all right? Because like nowadays, people, they actually take different process, they outsource their process to different organizations, and they are using the CRM facility to track everything, so they can be efficient. Okay, so because like as I said in the initial conversation of a webinar, that the efficiency is necessary for the CRM. If the CRM is not effective, then there is no use to use that CRM, right? That's why Salesforce provide you the solution for the same. Now, when we talk about cases or the support for this customer, we are talking about the technical support, billing questions, or feature requests, updated account information, any information regarding our product, or a query. For example, if a customer is not able to use my product, which I have already delivered to him, and then there is kind of a query, so he can log a case from a website, he can call me up, and we get a case. Now, there is like a support team in our organization who needs to support the regarding concern of the customer. So how you can use that or how you can actually work on that, it depends upon your business portal. So, like for example, if a case comes from online, a customer portal or a Web2 case, then you have to redirect to that how it needs to be assigned to a particular team, what needs to be done when a particular ETA is not met. Either it needs to be escalated or it needs to be reassigned. That depends upon your business model again. So when you talk about call support, you can just like reach to a rep who actually feeding all the information in Salesforce or in the CRM regarding the customer query, regarding the priority of the issue. It can be a severity level 1, 2, or 3. It depends upon the issue as well. If customer is just like giving a feedback, you just need to fill a survey, then it can be just like a how-to question. But it can be a development question, it can be a technical question, depends. So it can be rerouted then. So when you talk about like going close to sales and like what actually how Salesforce help you out in that. So initially as well, like I said, like we're using mainframes, then we just get into the client server architecture, then we just like go into the on-demand. So here, on-demand application, they provide you a better view for the CRM. When you talk about better view, it means that you're not alone. You have a community who can help you up. And Salesforce, we believe in trust. Here we're saying trust because we trust on ourselves, on our customers, and their business model. So we respect your business model. So for your business model, we actually create all these CRMs and the technology. When we talk about technology, we are using a Force.com platform for Salesforce. We're using Apex for the programming language, then HTML5, then CSS, and the XML. There is like an app exchange market where like different ISV, independent software vendors, they create software for Salesforce, which can be used for your marketing, sales cloud, and your service cloud. When we talk about Force.com platform, we're talking about user interface, how a user is interacting with Salesforce. Because if you're not using a CRM and you're not putting a proper information in your CRM, then the logic or the kind of innovation which you want in your business cannot be done. So the data quality needs to be perfect. So for that, we use user interface as a service. So now when you talk about business logic, it needs to be done on the model aspect of MVC. So we just go and put all the business logic and how to interact with the data. That is comes under the logic as a service. Now when you talk about integration as a service, we are talking about application which needs to be get integrated to your Salesforce org, where you can actually take all the benefits from an application. For example, if you're using a HubSpot for marketing or an Acton application for a marketing, then how to create a form, how to connect that form with a campaign, how you're getting the lead information or like a lead information or the information regarding the campaigns or the contacts and everything. So when you're saying you're working on campaigns, then you need some database so you can actually compare that thing with that database. When I'm saying database, we're talking about the entries or record which are filled by our sales rep, customer service, or the employee of the same company or a partner. But we are referring to the same Salesforce organization. Now, as I said, Salesforce believe on trust. So we just go with the global trust market, or we can just say a trusted resources for our applications, which are now clubbed with Salesforce. Like there are different Google applications, App Exchange Market, and Ideas Exchange, and Content Management, where you can just actually check to the resources. So as I was saying, now as we are in 21st century, so we are going with on-demand services. So when you say on-demand application, what are the options? So Salesforce provide you a content management, a PRM solution, call center solution, an idea exchange, where you can actually check and empower your employees, a customer, or your business process. So these applications actually help you up to increase a business criteria or a business sense within your business model. So how to achieve it up? So we need automation. Because whenever, as I said that and informed it up, whenever there is a human intervention, there can be a possibility of an error. But whenever there is a proven logic or a tested logic is implemented to a technology, then the probability of error is negligible, or you can say a pointless thing. But how to automate that thing? That is the main question. How you can actually check whether and what to automate. So for that, either you just come to the partners of Salesforce who can actually provide you the solution for the same. You hire an admin or a developer within your organization who take care of this entire thing. Or you just check a software from the integrated software vendor through App Exchange and you install that application. So this is how you can automate a particular criteria or a condition within your organization. Because as per customization, Salesforce provide you the information or the concept through which you can automate. There is a workflow, approval process, assignment, escalation, through which you can achieve the automation. But for the exact and proven automation, workflow is preferred. So I informed you that there are different helpful websites like help.salesforce.com, then idea salesforce.com, and idea exchange. So what exactly idea is? Now, as a Salesforce admin and a Salesforce developer, so sometimes if I feel this particular functionality needs to be added to Salesforce, so other people also get benefited to the same, because nowadays we are evolving as per the business process on different areas. When I'm saying we, I'm referring to the entire world. I'm not talking about Salesforce. In that case, so I'm just talking about idea exchange, where if you just want any information, or at least want to put extra information regarding a certain aspect of a business, you can put that on idea exchange. Okay, so as I'm almost going with the context and concept for the options. So till the time, I just want I can just ask the questions if you have any questions till the time. So I'll just unmute one by one from you, so we can actually come to know about the kind of perception you had before or till time the seminar is started and we just talk about Salesforce as CRM. Okay, so let me just unmute you first, so we can actually check the questions if you have, or you can just give me a chat information as well. So if you have any question, you can just ping me on my chat. Yeah, hello Murli. Do you have any questions till the time we have started? Because you are the person who was with me from the starting of the webinar. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, Himanshu, this is Murli.
Yeah, hi Murli.
Yeah, Himanshu, I want to know one thing that you explained me a lot with Salesforce for the service and marketing about that. And let me know if the fresher can go ahead with this.
Okay, so as a fresher, you're talking about a person who is from just coming out of college or a institute, or you're talking about to change your domain from a different domain to a Salesforce. Change the domain. So now this is a very interesting question, Murli. Thanks for asking it, because I was actually about to explain the same. Because most of the people, they want to change their domain and want to come to Salesforce. So Salesforce provide them the same aspect. They can utilize their previous information in Salesforce. Because For example, so before going like further, can I ask the question like what exactly like is the domain you're working currently? Are you working like in like a domain like IT or technology or like a hospitality or travel or anything like that? I'll just like go with the solution. Yeah, I'm able to hear a bit of voice because like there's kind of a distortion. So let me just tell you how you can actually get benefited to this certification.
Hello.
So when I'm talking about the previous knowledge, so Murli, can you just provide me the information regarding your domain over the chat so I can explain the same through your aspect, or I'll just give you a generic example for the same that. As I said, I started my career as a .NET developer. Then I entered to a CRM industry where I come to know about Salesforce. So I have actually utilized my entire information of like the knowledge of .NET and okay. So entire information for .NET and CRM to Salesforce. So as you are as a recruiter, HR recruiter, so you can use that particular knowledge to extend or to build an application where you can go with the functionality of Talio, which is like a very good recruiting software. You can replicate the same functionality in Salesforce within a very less cost. And that is what you organization need to save money, right? You're providing them a solution, so you are utilizing your previous knowledge with the knowledge of Salesforce. So here Salesforce is helping you out to extend the reach within the market. Okay, Murli? So let me just if you have any other doubt on the same, we can actually talk after our webinar. Let me just talk with some more of my participants. Yeah, like if you have a Java knowledge, yeah, that's okay. So just like got another question. Let me just unmute Venkat. Thanks, Murli. So let me just unmute you again. Yeah, Venkat. Hi, my name is Himanshu.
Yeah, hi, Venkat. Yeah, I have Java knowledge is there. I am right person to go to Salesforce.
Yeah, exactly. Because like Salesforce, we need Java, we need HTML5 for the UI, we need CSS, we need XML, and we actually the Apex code, it goes around with the Java. So if you have a Java knowledge, that is really helpful.
I have some framework knowledge is there. The Struts and Hibernate also. It is useful to write a code in Salesforce.
Yeah, Venkat, like when I say code, when we talk about Salesforce, there are two types of capabilities. One is declarative and one is non-declarative. When you're talking about code, you're talking about a complex business logic, right?
Okay.
So that thing can be achieved through declarative, but if you want to go with code, yeah, Apex can help you up. And Salesforce, if you have a Java knowledge, that's the right platform to start off. Okay. So any other like query on the same? Because like Salesforce, they provide you
in Apex, which in OOPS concept is enough or another?
Yeah, OOPS concept is enough, but like as I said, it's just a starting. It evolves as per the understanding towards the Salesforce and as per the understanding towards the business process. So initially, we just talk about the OOPS concept in Apex, but gradually we just get into more complex picture where we just need to integrate the entire thing and we just going with the API calls and we're just calling those things. So yeah, OOPS concept, that you can say a base of everything in Salesforce.
Okay, I am looking for only for developer, not for consultant. Yeah, only for preparing for triggers and FX code is enough or any other?
No, like if you are preparing for Apex code, so it means that you are actually like talking about the entire Salesforce. So that is like good to start because like knowing the Apex and how it is actually getting integrated to Salesforce and how it responds to Salesforce. For that, you at least need the entire information of Salesforce, right? Yeah, so to write a code, that's not, you can say, a difficult thing, but how to implement and how to control that code, that is important. And when to trigger that particular trigger or the classes, when to call them up, that is as per the business process, right?
Yes, okay.
So, yeah, Apex, that is like you can say a charm for me as well, because like whenever I write a code, it is really good to go with the business model. How it is affecting my current data, how it can affect my future data, or the policies which I want to put in my Salesforce org.
In Salesforce, MVC architecture is there or not?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is there. Yeah,
Please go ahead.
Yeah, in model which view is used for Visualforce.
Yeah, we work on model view controller.
Oh, okay. Yeah, model view controller. In model view, which is the logic, business logic you have used in Apex code is used for business logic in model view, is in model?
Yeah, the entire business logic is in model. So when we talk about business logic, we're just talking about a metadata. We are talking about the schemas. We are talking about the logic, which we are controlling through controllers. It can be a declarative controller, a Apex controller, a standard one, or a custom one.
In Apex, which controllers is there? In standard controllers like account, contact is the standard controllers. These are the only is enough for that MVC architecture.
And that is not enough. That is why there is an option for custom controllers. There are extensions as well. So you can extend the capability of standard controller, because like when we are talking about standard, we are talking about a limited functionality or a certain functionality which is decided by the vendor, which is Salesforce. But you can extend that capability through like the extended controller or the custom controllers.
Okay. Extended controllers just like what is that? Extended controllers means?
Yeah, sure, Venkat. I would love to actually go with it. But you can actually mail me entire query on info@multisoftSystem.com, so I can actually attend some more of my participants. But it's a really good question, because if you want to go for Apex, so it means that you are eager to learn for Salesforce, right?
Okay.
So let me just like put the referral website. If you have any questions, any one of you, if you have any question, I'll just put that information on the screen.
Okay.
Let me just change the color. So it's like coming in a different. Just give me an option.
info@multisoft system.
Yeah, info@multisoftsystems.com.
Okay.
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 Let me just rewrite it.
How many integrations are there in Salesforce?
It depends, like how many type of question, like what exactly you're saying, like integration of an application, integration of like a custom built application, or of a package, or a managed or unmanaged package. It depends on that. When you're talking about an API integration, that is different. API. Fine. So there are like in total of 42 number of API calls, where you can just go with the SOAP API, WSGL API, or like a REST API, where you can just club the information on the same. Okay. So Venkat, let me just resume with my webinar, because like we are going with the time. Okay. Rest you can actually mail me on that info@multisoft system, so we can actually go ahead and cater those queries as well.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Let me just continue.
Okay.
Hello, Anil. Hello. Yeah, Anil. How are you?
Yeah, fine.
So do you have any questions regarding the Salesforce? As like Venkat asked me some good questions regarding the Apex and Salesforce. Do you have any questions like regarding CRM or Salesforce? So we can actually go ahead and cater that.
Actually, I am a fresher.
Okay.
I have Java knowledge. How many days it may take to learn Salesforce CRM?
Yeah, it depends upon your dedication, because like Salesforce is not just a study. It is like need your practice, your dedication towards that. So how easily you can understand a business process, then it depends upon that. Because like when we are talking about a study on Salesforce, everything is related. So when you start, it depends upon your dedication and your interest. And either you can just like learn that within 32 hours, what we are offering, or you can learn that in just 18 hours. It depends how much you are practicing and how much you are into Salesforce. Okay?
Yeah, okay.
And as you have a Java knowledge, so it will definitely help you out.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Now let me just go ahead and check with some of my more.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Thank you. Satish, are you there? So, as like the headphone is not connected, but if you are able to hear me, if you have any queries, you can just ping me on a chat, or you can just like put me on the like a chat screen or the info@multisoftsystems.com. So let me just go ahead and check with Siddhant. Siddhant, are you there? Siddhant, I believe like there's kind of a headphone which is not connected. So let me just go ahead and continue with the webinar, and like in the last, if you have any questions, we can just go with it. Okay, thank you. So yeah, I just got a question from. Let me just like talk to Murli, because I just got a question. Murli, what we can do, like after the webinar, I can actually talk to you about the same thing, because like it's a very good question, and I can just tell you where exactly. So we are talking about where the data can be stored in Salesforce, right? So Salesforce is a cloud-based application. The entire thing is on cloud. You can export the information on your local machine whenever, like a kind of a weekly report or weekly export service can be called. So data is secured on Salesforce server. So if anything goes wrong with your data, Salesforce will go ahead and pay for that. So that is like what you can say a criteria whenever a user or a company goes for Salesforce. Okay. So is that the question? I've answered that thing, or do you have any other query regarding the same, where the data can be stored or how you can manipulate the entire data? Murli, you can just like ping me on the chat, or so we can actually cater the request as well. So what I was talking about on the webinar, that like how we can post the ideas or how we can help each other through a community. So when you talk about Salesforce community, every Salesforce admin or developer, they are connected. So we have communities.salesforce.com or ideas.salesforce.com, where we all just get connected. Okay. So when we are talking about like how a force.com, which is like a platform for Salesforce, can help. So here it says like point and click with like a customization tool. So you don't have to write a code. So whenever people say like, yeah, I don't have a technical knowledge, can I come to Salesforce? Yes, you can, but we need will. So we can provide you a skill, and then there can be a perfect combination to go with the business process. Because like if you're talking about CRM, we are talking about a business process, right? So how a force.com builder help you? It modifies the application to meet your criteria without code. Where I'm saying without code, it just goes with the linear logic. When logic becomes complex, then you need Apex coding. For that, force.com builder provided you a concept or like a provision where you can use triggers, classes, codes, and everything. You can build a custom application where you can just like integrate all your code, the custom objects, declarative capabilities, and the non-declarative as well. So, like it actually depends upon the Salesforce editions as well, because like there are a number of editions for Salesforce, like a group manager, a contract manager, a professional version, a performance edition, enterprise, or unlimited one, in which there are different features. For example, like in professional, you don't have workflow or approval. So like in order to achieve automation in that, we usually play with escalation rule and assignment to somehow automate the process. When you just come or upgrade the Salesforce or to enterprise, now you have VF pages, you have Apex code, you have workflows, approvals, and mixture of all the things give you the exact automation what you need. And when you talk about unlimited edition, you have everything in the unlimited amount. When I'm saying amount, I'm talking about the application, the API calls. I'm talking about the workflow rules, what you can build on a standard or custom object. I'm talking about the capability, or you can say a system overview where you have number of facilities or functionality stated. So Salesforce Edition gives you the benefit what you can implement on your business model. When I'm talking about benefit, so for a company owner, or for like a person who is actually using a CRM, benefit means like a profit margin, right? How he can require or how he can utilize the entire database in an efficient manner. So you want to ensure that no leads get dropped or no lead get waste, because every information is useful. Because that's for that, like we are paying to an automation tool. That's what we are paying to Salesforce. After that, a sales rep can actually decide about the lead quality. So you can actually seize all the sales opportunities through the sales lead. You can actually check about the stages and the creation, why it is created, how it can resolve, and what are the benefits I'm getting from that particular lead. You can talk about the marketing ROI, a campaign's ROI, how much I have spent it on an event, how much I have spent it on the advertisement, and how much I got in return. You can plan and execute quality campaigns. When we talk about plan and campaign, that comes through the trending. For example, there is a trend that from March to January, a particular domain business is like at a very high probability to win an opportunity. At that time, you need to plan some campaigns, and then you have to plan your marketing strategy, and then you have to roll that out. And that is why people, they just go with the trending, and they can analyze those things through reports and dashboards. So when I'm talking about benefits for sales, here comes the support as well, because if you are selling a product, you need to provide some services as well. So as per the support, you can enhance the productivity of support rep. Of course, if a number of a particular issue is asked in your organization prior to a day, so that can be popped up on the sales rep or support rep screen, so he can provide the instant support to a customer. So it can save your time. It can capture and utilize the organizational knowledge, the knowledge base what you have. You can extend that reach. You can provide that access levels to the support rep, so he can actually go ahead and cater the customer request. You can improve the account, or you can say a support rep accountability. So if he have all the facilities with him, he needs to provide a solution, a better solution to the customer. Like in Salesforce, we have a content management, we have a knowledge base, a solution, an ideas exchange. So we get all the things on a single platform. When you talk about visibility, so nowadays we all want that visible, that just go on internet and we can check anything online. So Salesforce provide you a community. Prior to that, it was like a customer portal or partner portal. Nowadays, it is communities. You provide a visual information to customer. He can access the information what you want to display on your communities. So by this, you are actually providing an interface to your customer where they can see the information. So now, when you just say time about the support, time means a customer support, a support rep is either analyzing the entire thing, or he is going with the information. He's just trying to access everything. So how to automate that thing so he can get the best out of every call? That is a responsibility of a CRM, and that is a responsibility of an admin and a developer. So Salesforce help you out in the entire region, how you can gauge everything, how you can deploy, how you can automate the process so you can get best out of it. So how would you do that? So if we have built the entire application, there are certain objects which are related to each other. For example, accounts, opportunities, leads, contracts, contacts, then invoices. All the things are related, but how to get the information? Because if you're talking to a management, they need reports, they need proof. So reports come into picture. And now what is actually a report and dashboard? So here reports says how you want to represent or show that particular information. For example, I just want all the accounts which land up in NORAM region or a Europe region. I just want that information in my report. So I'll just build a report where the region is NORAM or Europe. So I'll get that information from my database rather than the entire information on accounts. So that specific customization to reports can be done. And now I just want to show that information in a graphical representation. I can use dashboard. A customer can or a user can use his dashboard on the home page, or he can access that from a Lightning component Salesforce One, which is recently introduced. Prior to that, we are not able to build certain functionality on Salesforce One, but now, as per the introduction of Lightning component, yes, we can do that. So other benefits of report are kind of type of report what we have. So if you want just a top 10 lead information or top 10 performer of your company, you'll go with a tabular format where you show 10 number of participants over there, and they can actually give you the information or kind of a trend where top participants are. If you want to summarize information, there is a format which says summary report. You can just summarize as per the account owner, opportunity amount, or regarding any particular field information. You just want to summarize information with respect to that particular field. Now you want that a comparison, a trending, month on month. For that, there is an option for metrics report. We just go with the trending, how you are trending by month on month, by quarter to quarter, or by year basis. Now, certain people, they just want some more information. For that, Salesforce introduced a new report type, or you could say option for join report, where you can actually club some more objects which are not physically related on Salesforce.org. For example, there is a standard object, accounts, and there is a custom object, XYZ. But they are not related. Account is related to contact, lead, opportunity, contract, but XYZ is not related. But I need information like how many XYZ get sold or get connected to this particular account. Maybe there is kind of a business logic. So how to achieve that without relate them? Because if you are relating any object, it can affect the functionality of the existing system. So we have to be very precaution. We have to take very precautions on different aspects when we are relating any two objects. So rather than relating them on Salesforce, I'll just do that on reports. I'll relate them, I'll pull out a report, and then I can create a dashboard as well. And as for the dashboard, there is a limit that you can only add 20 components on a dashboard. After that, you need to create another dashboard, or you can just clone it up as well. Okay. So here we just talk about Salesforce. We talk about CRM and how it is embedded on a SaaS technology is used in Salesforce, how it is going with the cloud prior, how a CRM was working, and how it can help to your business, how it can help to your sales cycle, your service cycle, the maintenance, or the service cloud, how a marketing can be done through Salesforce, and how you can retrieve those information through reports and dashboards. Okay. So now let's go with some more questions. Okay. Dears, are you there? Okay, so okay, so yeah, let me just go to Venkat because he asked me a very good question. So Venkat, are you there?
Yes.
Yeah, so we can continue with the questions or what you were asking at the time. So yeah, please go ahead. Or you can just write us to info@multisoft.com so we can provide you detailed information as well. Because after the end of the session, I'll provide you some demo logins where you can check Salesforce functionality. Okay?
Okay.
And I'll provide the steps in that email as well. So you can actually log into Salesforce. You can check what a Salesforce as a software, as a service, we can do. And after that, you can actually check the kind of knowledge what you have, how you can implement that, your previous knowledge, as well as the knowledge which you'll gain when you just go with the Salesforce certification. Okay?
Send me then my mail ID.
Sure, I'll do that. Yeah, I will do that. And there will be steps how you can just log into that org. Okay?
Okay, I have one question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in standard object account is there. In that, you have to create a custom field.
Right.
Can you create a custom field in account object?
Yeah, you can actually increase the functionality by adding custom fields, but you cannot change the custom field data type. You can change the label, but of some of the fields only. Because
can we create new other custom fields
you can.
just like account information, you have to create a field in an object field you have to create.
Okay, let me just give you an example on the same. Okay, let me just share my screen so we can just quickly create that field on the account object. Would that be perfect? Okay, let me just do that. Let me just put you on again on mute so you can just pull the screen and we can share the information.
Okay.
Here we go. Yeah, guys, so this is my Salesforce. You can see here is my login name. I'll just go to setup. Because Venkat asked me a question that we need to create a standard field on a custom field on a standard object account. So I'll just go customize. I'll just go to accounts and fields. These are the standard fields. You can see edit. You can just edit the help text only. Where it says replace or the values, picklist values, you can do that. These are the data types. Now we can add a custom field. So these are the data types what we can use. So let me just add a text information. Okay, so this is the test. I'll just go with the length 20. I just want to make it as external ID, and it depends upon if you want to make that field required on the page, or you want to make it a unique. Click on next. And now these are the profiles or the FLS security, field level security, which you want to implement. So I have implemented certain custom and standard profiles. So I'll just go with the next. And here comes the field layout or the page layout where you want to display this particular field. So I'll just click on save. So now when I just go to my standard account, let me just create a new one. So here you can see. Okay. So here is that field, that's this custom field, which is actually clubbed with the standard. So this is how we can create a custom field on standard object, but we cannot delete their standard fields. Okay, we cannot delete a standard object. If we want to make this entire functionality as the same, we can clone them out. Okay, so Venkat, this is the information what how we can add it up. So let me just check off one of the thing or two. So yeah. So Anil, yeah. Okay, Venkat, so you got the answer, right? So that's the thing. Like whenever we just want to create some custom fields, we can do that with the custom object or standard object. So I have one more question. Yeah, with Anil, and I have something on the chat screen. Let me just pull that up. So Anil, you said you want some brief information regarding the process builder. So when we are talking about a process builder or a force.com builder, it again revolves around the model view controller. What we want to go with how we want to generate a flow, how we want to automate the things. So in that case, if you want to automate or make a sale process or account team, in that case, process builder come into picture. For example, if you're building a sales team and you're adding some members to it, or you're building an account team and you're adding some users to it so they can access different accounts as per their region and different functionality of the process of, I'm saying like a profile level access to those accounts. For example, OWD setting is private, but if you're still added to, yeah, Anil, are you able to hear me?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. So what I'm saying, when you're just going with a process, what is the flow of the entire thing? You're adding a sales team, you're adding an account.
Actually, process builder is a new feature.
Exactly.
Spring 2015. So it's used for a trigger. Instead of triggers, using process builder, right?
Right. You can use that. And apart from that, there is a new functionality as well, visual workflow. And there are some more components which are added to this new release. So these are still on the beta or the feedback version. If you just go on communities.com, salesforce.com, you can have different reviews for different Salesforce admin and developer across the world. We are talking about these components, but these are not yet fully fledged deployed, because most of them people, they are checking those components as per their business aspect. Okay. So triggers, yeah, you can actually use those things, but as a process builder, things are automated from Salesforce perspective and the information, I'll provide that on your emails. And if you have the questions, you can post me up on info@multisoftsystem.com. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi friends, I just received one more query from Monica. She was not able to reply over the headphone. So she asked about the Visual Force concept, she was just want to insert a record every time automatically. Is it possible? So the very first thing which comes into question, where you have implemented that Visual Force page. We are talking about the standard object, we are talking about the custom object, how or when you want to enter a record. For example, you want to enter that on a save moment, or you want to enter that on the very first moment when you just created an account. It's a before trigger or it's a after trigger. So it depends upon that loading. Second thing, when you're calling a Visual Force page, then you have to call an object. You can use the extension in that as well. So as per the questions, okay, And one more. I just got a call from, I just get a ping from Venkat as well. What is the governance limit in Salesforce? So yeah, governance limit go with the Apex again. So there are a synchronous as well as asynchronous parameters and limits, and there are different unhandled exceptions. For example, your company is using a workflow, right? So there is a limit of an API. What number of API they can be used. So there is a kind of governance limit for the same. Say for the Apex code, if there is an unexpected exception occurs, how to handle it? For that there is a governance limit in Salesforce. So there are different parameters, as I said, synchronous and asynchronous. So there are a number of things. Synchronous it is 100 initially, and asynchronous is 200. And as per the time of calculation, it's 10 nanoseconds, I believe. Yeah, 10 nanoseconds for the synchronous and 20 for asynchronous. So, what are the best practices of triggers in Salesforce? Yeah, Monica. So, next question from Monica. So, what are the best practices of triggers in Salesforce? So, first of all, to design a trigger, you need to identify, is it necessary to design a trigger? The reason being, you can design a trigger, you can go with a sequencing, but if a trigger runs, you cannot stop a trigger in between, because what can be the impact on data? That is the thing. So best practice for triggers is to just debug the code, use the objects, reusability. That is the most important part. That again comes to the OOPS concept. So when we are designing a trigger, we have to check whether we have to go with the before or after concept, whether it's needing to call a single object or it's updating some more fields into it. So the entire scheme of the triggers is designed in that. So regarding the more on triggers, we need to go with one more seminar and the webinar, which I'm still designing. So we can talk about more on Apex and triggers, because today we are just talking about Salesforce overview. Okay, so Murli just asked another question, that is how many dashboards we can create in Salesforce. So we can create a number of dashboards, but only you can add 20 components to a single dashboard. When I'm talking about components, I'm talking about the display components or the settings of components. Here, a gauge or a matrix or a tabular, or you can say a pie, a donut can be added. So 20 is the limit for the components on dashboard, and you can create a number of dashboards, and you can enable them by sharing the dashboard or a report folder. And it runs as per the user who is using the dashboard at that time. For example, if I'm a system admin, I've designed the dashboard as per my level of access, but if a sales rep uses the same dashboard, it will initially give him the same information what I am reviewing, but once he click on refresh, the information will be filtered or refined as per his usage. Okay, guys? So that's really a good questionnaire round, but as we are stuck with the time, so we need to hand over this session for the training advisor, so she can go ahead and inform you more about it. But again, as you're posting me your questions positively, okay, on info@multisoftsystems.com, so I will answer you and keep you updated regarding the same. Thank you for your time, and have a nice day. Let me hand over to our training advisor. Here we go.
Everyone, this is Jyoti, the training advisor at Multisoft Systems. I hope the session was enlightening to you guys. And still, if you feel that there are some queries which are left unresolved for you, I would request you to kindly mail your queries at info@multisoftsystems.com. We'll be able to get in touch with you as soon as possible, right? So since we are time bound, we are finishing this session here. We are ending the event here. Okay. Thank you for joining with us, and have a great day.